How y'all doing? Today in my cooking video, this is the second cooking video I've done, I'm going to show you how to make pork ribs in the oven that will just melt in your mouth and drop off the bone, okay? But first things first. First thing I want to do is sanitize my sink, which I normally do almost every time I do any kind of cooking in the kitchen. So I use Clorox cleaner and bleach, and what I do is I just kind of spray off the entire inside of the sink with the hand sprayer, and then I spray this on everywhere. This is usually how I clean the sink of an evening also before we go to bed. I'm gonna let that stay on there for a few minutes, and then I need to wash my hands now. I'm making sure that everybody understands I use Dial foaming soap. It's antibacterial in the bathroom, and I brought it out here into the kitchen, and I'm gonna get me some hot water here. I'm gonna clean my hands. Now this is not a restaurant, okay? This is Ron's kitchen. If I was in a restaurant environment, I'd probably be wearing rubber gloves at this point. Okay. Anyways, we're gonna get my hands all washed up. Kind of rinse out the sink a little bit. Give me a hand towel here. If y'all wondering about the apron I'm wearing, I just thought I would put that on. It's my wife's apron, okay, but I thought I would wear it today. Anyways, we're going to get started here, and I'm going to show you what we've got, what we're going to cook today. Now these are, I got these from Walmart. These are Tyson fresh pork, extra meaty, baby back ribs, okay? And you can see right here, let me kind of wipe that off a minute. I've had them out of the freezer for 3 or 4 hours de-thawing. So there's what the package says, okay? And you get that in the meat counter at Walmart. They are $3.54 a pound, and there's 2.33 pounds here, so that's $8.25. Now we will eat 2 meals out of this. My wife and I will have 2 meals out of this, so you do the math for $8.25. We're going to use a roasting pan that has a wire rack in it. This is a Faberware. I bought it from Walmart several years ago. It's about 13 by 9 roasting rack pan that we're going to use. The other ingredients we're going to use plain old salt and pepper. Okay, going to use that. And then later on during the cooking process, we're going to use my favorite, Sweet Baby Ray's honey barbecue sauce. And that was 18 ounces. I bought it last week at my Walmart video from last week, and it was $2.88 for that bottle. But this bottle will last us a real long time, okay? And we're going to start with a 250-degree oven. So the first thing we want to do is we want to get the oven preheated. So we're going to get the oven preheated, and we're going to make sure that the rack in the oven, see it right there, is on the middle position, okay? And then we're going to remove the ribs from the packaging, okay? Get that cut open. So we're going to cut the rack in half, okay, the rack of ribs. And I'm just using my heavy-duty kitchen scissors. I'm going to lay them in the pan. And my wife said that the bone side up, but we got to salt and pepper both sides of it, okay?
She said the bone side down.
Bone side down. She said the bone side down.
Where are your instructions?
Where are my instructions? Anyways, she said bone side down.
Instructions are out here. They're not going to help you.
You got my instructions, honey?
Don't overdo it.
Okay. Salt and pepper on both sides, she said. That's what the instructions say. This is a real easy recipe, okay? She said don't overdo it. So let me turn them. I should have started with the other side first. Oh, I forgot one step. She told me to brush olive oil on it. So I forgot to tell you one other ingredient is the olive oil, okay? So after I cut the ribs in half, I pour a little olive oil in this bowl right here, and we're going to brush that on the ribs. And I'm going to start with the bone side up and salt and pepper these, okay? And you just kind of douse that on there. The other thing we add to this is a 1 cup of water with some, put a beef bouillon cube in there. And I'll show you how I do that in just a minute. So let me go ahead and salt and pepper this side so that way we won't have to turn it over one time. Go ahead and flip that over, and we'll put some brush some olive oil on this side of the ribs. We've made these several times, and this is a really economical way to cook. Okay. A little bit of pepper over here, salt. The oven's ready. So let me put my olive oil up. And then we're going to get 1 beef bouillon cube. Okay. And we use the Weiler's beef bouillon cubes. And we are going to dissolve that in 1 cup of water in the microwave. So we're going to put this in the microwave for about 1 minute. And then we're going to pour it in the bottom of the pan with the ribs. Okay, we have got the bouillon cube melted down in the measuring cup, and we're going to pour that in the bottom of the pan. And that is so, 2 things actually. So it could add some moisture to the cooking process, and a little bit of flavoring comes from that also. We're going to cover these ribs now, okay, tightly with aluminum foil. We got our oven on 250 degrees, and we're going to put those in the oven. Then I'm going to give you the cooking times for all this. Okay, I'm going to set the timer for 2 hours. And we're going to cook that at 250 degrees for 2 hours, okay? Now let me tell you the rest of it, and I'll come back in the video here after 2 hours of cooking and tell you. Let's see. So what she said was, this is my wife's recipe, cook for 2 hours at 250 degrees. Pull it out, put on the barbecue sauce. Do you put the barbecue sauce just on one side?
Nope.
Both sides.
Yep.
You put the barbecue sauce on both sides, recover it with the aluminum foil, and cook it for another hour, still at 250 degrees. And when you get done, after that hour, pull it out and uncover it for the last hour. So the total cooking time for this is 4 hours. Now it's 1:45. We'll probably eat at 1:45, I guess, when she gets home from church. With this meal, we're going to have some mashed potatoes, and I'll get those out and make those for you. And we're going to have some green beans. And I'm going to show you in my next cooking video how to make bean soup, okay? And the way I make bean soup. And I pulled some ham out of the freezer yesterday, so I'm going to use a piece of that ham in the green beans tonight for flavoring, which my wife really likes a lot. Okay, the timer's about ready to go off. It's been 2 hours that the ribs have been in the oven covered. What we're going to do now is we're going to take the ribs out and we're going to spread some barbecue sauce on both sides of the ribs. Going to recover them and put them back in the oven for another hour, still at 250 degrees. We have not increased the temperature at all, okay? So let me get these off of here, out of the oven, onto the counter. Okay, now we're going to take them out of the oven, okay? Oh God, it's steaming up my glasses, okay? We're going to put them over here on the counter so you can see them. They're looking pretty good so far. So now I'm going to get my Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce out. And I need my brush that I put the olive oil on. But let me get that rinsed off real good. Now what I'm going to do, okay, is I'm going to put some of this barbecue sauce in a bowl. Not that bowl. Okay, I'm going to squeeze some of it out. Okay, I don't know how much we'll need. We'll just start with that and see how much we're going to actually need. We just start with a little bit of barbecue sauce, and we'll get a rag and dry that off. Let me change positions here so you can see a little bit better. Yeah, okay, so we got two angles going on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip these over, okay, and put barbecue sauce on the underside first. And I don't know how much sauce you really want to put on there. I say we give it a pretty good on the top, but not so much on the bone side. I'm afraid if I flip it over that sauce is going to come off of there, but maybe not. So let's go ahead and flip them back over. Now I think I'm going to put a pretty good dose of barbecue sauce on the other side. Used probably about a quarter of the barbecue sauce. So from a cost standpoint, when I get down to the end of this video, I'm going to give you my total cost breakdown for this entire meal. Okay. Boy, them looking pretty good, aren't they? I'm just kind of dabbing that barbecue sauce on there. Okay. And we're going to cover them back up, and we're going to put them back in the oven for another hour. Get it all on the sides there. Okay. This is the only application of barbecue sauce. You put some on there at the end when you get ready to serve it on your plate. Okay. So as you can see, that was about, I don't know how many, that wasn't very much. It's about that much in that bowl is all we put on there, that size bowl. Anyways, we're going to cover those back up now. Okay. Now, you know, we just use salt and pepper, but, you know, if you want, you could use just about anything you want on there. Garlic, you know, whatever your favorite seasonings would be. Okay. And we're going to stick that back in the oven, and we're going to set the timer again, and this time we're going to set it for 1 hour. Okay, we're going to put them back in the oven covered for 1 hour, and this will be the third hour when this gets completed. In 1 hour, we're going to take them out, and we're going to take the aluminum foil off of the ribs and stick them back in the oven for the last hour. We are not increasing the temperature of the oven. The oven is still at 250 degrees. And I think that's key to getting very tender cooked meats, okay, is low and slow, okay. So, in another hour, we'll come back and have a look at them. Okay, the timer has gone off. It has been 3 hours, okay. And we're going to get the spare ribs out of the oven, okay, and have a look at them. Whew. There we go with the glasses again. Okay, we're going to take the foil off. and have a look at them. Wow, they look really good, okay? Now, we don't need to do anything else to them except cook them for another hour without the foil on, okay? That's what I said earlier. So we're just gonna put them right back in the oven for one more hour to complete the 4-hour time. So I just set the timer for 30 minutes. And the reason why is I need to start the green beans and the mashed potatoes cooking about that time, so everything's done at the same time. So I'll be back in about 30 minutes. Okay, it has been 30 minutes and we're going to turn on the water to boil for the potatoes. And then I'm going to get my can of green beans ready. And I got to peel the potatoes too. Almost forgot about that. Let's get my potato peeler out and peel some. I'm sure everybody watching this knows how to make potatoes and green beans, okay? But I like to show the whole cooking process. And I'm going to get 3 potatoes peeled. Now you can buy a 5-pound bag of potatoes at Walmart for about, there's my timer. I think they're about $2.98, $3.27, something like that. Now I just counted, that's for a 5-pound bag. And I just counted the bag, brand new bag I had. There are 10 potatoes in that bag of various sizes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to assume, just by doing a simple math calculation, that each potato cost about 32 cents. Okay, and like I said earlier, when I get to the end of this cooking, I'm going to tell you what this meal actually cost to purchase for 2 people. Now we only do about 3 potatoes. We found that we usually do more than that. We have leftovers, and a lot of times the leftovers just don't get eaten because there's nothing to go with the leftovers usually. My wife will be coming home pretty soon. Anyways, that's so much for the potatoes. We'll go ahead and get the green beans together. Now these are Del Monte cut green beans. You can buy anything you want, okay? It just so happens that's what I had in the pantry. And this poor can opener is about shot, okay? Fancy. So I'm going to get some ham out of the refrigerator, ham pieces that I set out for tomorrow's bean soup. And I just want 1 piece for flavoring, maybe a few small pieces here. Okay, that's good. We're going to save the rest of this for tomorrow's bean soup. So we're going to put these on the other back burner, and we'll get them to cooking a little bit on medium, get them going. And we're just waiting on the potatoes right here for this water to start boiling so I can add the potatoes to it. We're going to add a little salt to this water. We always do, okay? Now, oops, got the wrong burner on. Do that again. What I like to do with my mashed potatoes is when I mash them and I put in butter, I like to put about a tablespoon or maybe 2 tablespoons of sour cream in mine, just to make it a little more creamier. Anyways, we'll wait for this water to start boiling and then we'll come back to it. Okay, water seems to boil slower at my house. So we got the green beans cooking right there and they're looking pretty good. We're going to turn them down to simmer. And this water is about to start boiling. So I'm going to go ahead and stick the potato pieces in there. The smaller if you're making mashed potatoes, the smaller the pieces, the quicker they'll cook, okay? And the clock is on about 21 minutes. So it's about all it should take to cook them potatoes. Okay, we are going to go ahead and take the ribs out of the oven and let them rest. We don't want them drying out, that's for sure. Oh, they look pretty good, don't they? Take a look at them. That is how you make spare ribs. Well, it always seems to take forever to get potatoes. All I do is strain them like that and put them right back in the pan. I just mash them in the pan. And then I use about a half a stick of butter when I mash them. I make sure I cut the butter up into small pieces so it melts quicker. And we're going to have a tablespoon of sour cream. And we'll probably need a little milk. Like I said, you don't have to use the sour cream. I do because it makes them just a little bit creamier. They could have lasted another couple of minutes. One of them is, or two of them is not all the way cooked. Okay, so we've got our plates made and put some mashed potatoes on there. And the green beans. There you go, supper served. Okay, we just got through eating that delicious meal, and I wanted to kind of break down and do a rundown on what the actual cost of that was. So that those spare ribs, the package of spare ribs was $8.25. Now we ate half of it tonight, and I made one meal for tomorrow, okay? Because we had enough mashed potatoes and green beans left over, and also there's another half of a spare ribs in there. So I would say tonight's meat cost was about $4.12. We had 3 potatoes for mashed potatoes, and again we have some left over for tomorrow. Those potatoes are about 32 cents a piece, so let's just round that up and call that $1. The can of green beans was $1.25. And we used a half a stick of butter, which probably cost about, I don't know, 75 cents. And because butter is expensive now. And then a little bit of the milk and the barbecue sauce, blah, 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 okay? So the total cost that I come up with is $7.12 for 2 people. That's about $3.50 a piece. Now, I don't know if you've gone out to eat recently, okay? This is February 2025, but from what I hear, it's very expensive to go out to eat. So for just a little bit of effort and a little bit of time, you can make yourself an affordable dinner that tastes really good, okay? And I thought it was pretty nutritious, you know, the potatoes, the green beans, and the pork, okay? Anyways, I hope you enjoyed that cooking video, Cooking with Ron. Appreciate y'all being here. And stay tuned. We're going to have another one where I make bean soup. Till then, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.